Hats off to Sheffield United, Chris Wilder, everybody involved there this morning, because that nobody saw that coming. I don't think. I don't think there's anybody really who seriously thought Sheffield United would go to Old Trafford and win. It's what happens now, Simon, is interesting. Just before we came on air, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's true, I was texting the owner of Sheffield United, Prince Abdullah, as we do, who resides in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And I said to him, how did you feel last night? He's just got back to me, just as we came on air. And he says, how did I feel? I felt numb. I was looking at the game with one eye and the clock with the other. What a relief. Maybe, says Prince Abdullah, maybe it's too little too late, or maybe it's the start of something extraordinary. He says, either way, I slept with a smile. Now, as a former owner yourself, you can totally identify with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course, because of the scalp that you've taken, because of the significance of Man United in the eyes of people. I would still be very challenged by the fact my team have got 8 points out of 20 games and we're probably likely to get relegated out of the big league. But you take these moments where you can, and for him as an owner, he'll look at that and go, why couldn't we have done that earlier in the season? He'll be put to a question. I don't think he'll answer that question, and I don't know how robust that question will be about supplementing any resources they've got there, because his answer would be, if we can put out a performance like that against Man United, why do we need anything?
Yes.
Why can't we do that week in, week out?
Yeah.
But there are moments in time. A tremendously difficult game for Man United as well, because it's a shot to nothing for them. They play against Sheffield United, as you rightly queued it up and segued into. This was a game that no one foresaw Manchester United losing, so it makes it a very dangerous game for them to play in.
Yeah.
You know, on the back of 2 or 3 very high-profile games where their players will be right on the front foot.
Sure.
A Sheffield United game coming to town has a different feel about it. And that's a challenging one for Man United. So I've no way would I've ever foresawn that they would have lost this game, but there's also the unpredictability of this league. Look at this league. Look at what's going on, and look what's going to come when you start seeing about COVID-19 regulations and players being lost to 10-day quarantines after going and playing for their countries in March. Who knows what's coming down the pike?
So who knows what they're going to do next? Now, what Prince Abdullah is not telling us is whether or not they'll dip the toe in the transfer market between now and Monday night. What's your take on that, Simon? The clock is ticking and it's getting ever closer now.
What's the point?
Is it I was going to say that. Is it worth them doing any business between now and Monday?
It's window dressing. I mean, look, if you needed to have had a player and you needed to have gotten them at the beginning of January, if you're going now on the back of one result, I think that's a fool's paradise. It's window dressing. It'll be playing to the gallery. Sheffield United have come into the Premier League. They set it alight for various reasons last year. They've not done well this year. I think the object of the aim would be, if you're going to go down swinging, but get yourself together with the reality rather than the idealism that this is the beginning of a summer. Look, you can never write it off, but to get 10 points back in 18 games is a hell of an arse. They're going to have to get a point, 0.6, 0.7 a game to get out of this. I think it's an incredible ask for them to do. I don't think they'll do it. So what's the exercise then?
Yeah,
the exercise is damaging yourself next year.
I know for a fact the word capitulate does not exist in Mr. Simon George's vocabulary.
No, but if you saw what you saw last night, and someone was talking on the breakfast show this morning about it's the first time they'd only seen Sheffield United capitulate on a few occasions. No, I saw Sheffield United be really, really poor for 5 or 6 games, and you know I can go to them and reference them if you want. But for the purpose of this conversation, the idea those players can step up. What they've done is they've set themselves a standard now that Chris Wilder should be and will be holding them to, and they've got to raise themselves to that level of intensity, that level of commitment, that level of application, that level of belief for the ensuing 18 games, and see where it goes, because they're actually also playing for their own careers, these players, and that needs to get through their skulls as well.
Yeah, but so, you would say it's pretty darn pointless doing anything between now and Monday.
I've got to be honest, without wanting to suggest that you should hoist up the white flag, it feels to me, if you're looking to buy a player on the back of one game on the 28th of January, you are throwing good money after bad. Unless a deal comes out of somewhere that looks like a really nice loan signing, that really looks like something that makes sense. But then wouldn't it have made sense 2 weeks ago? Doesn't make one swallow doesn't make a summer. But.
Yeah.